What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to evaluate David from How to Beast's cold approach skills. And specifically, we're going to take a look at some of his infield from his most popular video ever. It's called How to Approach Girls Works Every Time. Right? That's literally the title of the video. It has over 5 million views, so a lot of people are watching it. And we're going to break down whether his cold approach skills are legit or maybe he's just full of shit. So I want to preface this video by saying that I generally like How to Beast. I've never met him personally, but he seems like a pretty cool, straightforward guy. I don't see any outright lies or bullshit or manipulation in his videos, and I don't see him doing the overly selling, markety shit a lot of YouTubers tend to do, which annoys the living fuck out of everyone. And I know primarily he's focused on business and fitness. That being said, the most popular video on his channel, by far, is on cold approach. So I think it's important to be able to honestly evaluate whether his cold approach skills are any good, and also whether there's something that guys can learn from his dating advice. But before we jump into that, I do have one ask. If you guys are enjoying the videos on this channel, then do me a favor and smash the like button, hit subscribe, and click the bell for notification. It really helps us grow the channel. All right, so without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So I skipped through the intro and we're gonna get right into the bread and butter of this whole thing.
Alright, I'm about to go hit the streets, but first, let me give you my first tip, and that is to warm up. The same way you want to warm up your muscles before you start lifting heavy weights, you want to warm up your social confidence muscles before you start talking to girls. So if you know that you're going somewhere where there's going to be girls who you're going to want to approach, whether that's a crowded public area or a bar, beforehand, you want to do a few things to get you outside of your comfort zone so that you feel loose when you get there. So for example, give a few strangers a high five or a fist bump, or do something a little bit crazier and get down and do some push-ups.
Okay, so he's talking about the concept of warming up before you do cold approach. This is something RC used to talk about a lot back in the day, getting into state. So I have mixed feelings on this. While I do think it's good to get into a social flow state, and that's the scientific term for it, is a flow state, and you can do that by, doing social things, talking to people along the way. I do not think it's a good idea to start doing push-ups in the middle of the street or doing anything that makes you seem like a weirdo, because that's going to put you in a weird mindset, because when you do push-ups in the middle of the street, people are going to be like looking at you like, who's that weird guy? And then you're going to feel like the weird guy. So I think the better way to approach it is just to go balls deep. Like, the first girl you see, just approach her. But really, for me personally, when I'm going out, I'm not feeling social, the first hot girl I see, I start a conversation with her, even if it doesn't go really well, that kind of warms me up. So I prefer doing that rather than talking to grandmas and old guys. But if you really need to, yeah, high-fiving some people can't hurt. Obviously doing push-ups can't hurt either, but I would not advise that. That's not the advice I would give to someone. So sort of agree, sort of disagree.
In public, and that is going to get your mind right. That being said, let's head over to a crowded spot and I will do a few warm-up exercises on the way there.
He's got good editing, I will give him that, and this is one of his earlier videos before he was really getting into using the drone shots and everything. Oh shit, he's doing push-ups in the middle of the street. Fist bump that guy, all right. Oh shit. Walking like a boss.
All right, we are at the location and I'm feeling loose, so let's get it started with the first approach.
Hi, this is extremely random, but I think you're super cute.
Thanks.
You're welcome. What's your name?
Gabby?
Gabby. Do you have time to chat for a sec?
Now notice how right away the girl, look at her body language. So he stops her correctly, right? He gets in front of her, she stops. But notice how right away she's trying to walk around him. That is a bad sign. That means the approach is not going well. Now part of that might not have anything to do with his skills. It might just be that the girl has a boyfriend, she's not interested. But watch what happens next.
I have to go to office hours actually, so.
30 seconds.
Okay, so one thing he does incorrectly, he says, do you have a few seconds to chat? No, you do not want to ask that question, because pretty much every time the girl is going to be, especially during the day, unless she really likes, she's going to be like, actually, I got to go, right? So that is not a question you want to ask. You want to just assume compliance, and you want to judge how much time she has based on how she's responding to. Now, one thing that he does correctly that I will give him credit for is the way he positions his body. So she was about to walk away, right? And then he kind of positions his body. He takes a step back and he goes in front of her. Now, what's good about this is some guys might go too aggressive and might get right in front of the girl. That would be a mistake because it would come off way too aggressive. And a lot of other guys might just let her just get past them, right? So he has good body language here, but his verbal skills so far have been pretty lacking. So let's see what happens next.
I feel like I have to have like elevator pictures. Did you have for Halloween last night?
No.
No?
No.
What? What was your excuse for that?
I'm pre-med, so I have a lot of work to
Okay,
do.
like labs all the time. Man, well, I'll let you go, but would you want to hang out sometime maybe?
Maybe.
All right, let me get your phone number, Gabby, and we'll see. I'll
don't
shoot you a
even know
text.
you, though.
David, in case you forgot already.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a fairly awkward conversation, and those will happen sometimes, even if you are really good at cold approach, right? Like, everyone runs into awkward conversations. It does seem like a fairly awkward girl. So I'm not going to judge him harshly on this interaction, because it does seem like the girl is giving off, weird energy. So he's going for the number close right now. This number close is 100% not going to lead to anything, because you can tell by the girl's body language and, whole thing that she's not interested. At this point, what I would have done if I were him is I would have tried to get a little bit more rapport going with this girl. I would have said, what are you up to? Like, what are you running off to? She would have been like, oh, I got to do class. I've been like, oh, cool. What do you go to school here? Try to establish some rapport. And this is something you're going to see with this game is he goes for a number close way too quickly. Like, he does these 20, 30-second interactions where the girl's not really invested in him before he gets the phone number, which leads to flaky numbers. Now, I've learned this the hard way when I was just getting into game. So what I would do is, again, I would build some rapport, build some commonality, and maybe even if at that point she seems resistant, I'll be like, you seem like something is off. You got to address the elephant in the room. Like, what's up? Like, do you know guys ever talk to you? Right, like, and then at that point she'll give her concern. No, but actually, I just, I don't know if blah, 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 blah. Oh, cool. And then you address it. But you have to address the elephant in the room. You can't just, like, fucking just tunnel past that, because that's not going to work. I mean, it is going to work. You're going to get the girl's phone number, but she's not going to text you back.
All right. I love when the phone just, like, stops working. All right. Go.
203?
Yep. All right, so that first one was
Yeah, so that number is not going to go anywhere, but okay, let's keep watching.
definitely pretty awkward, but I really tried to push the interaction and keep her talking just to show you guys that even if it is awkward, it's okay. You can still close the deal and get her phone number. Also, normally I don't like to...
Okay, yeah, so I agree with that it is, it's kind of good to push yourself outside the comfort zone. So if he's doing this interaction purely to warm himself up, then I'm in full support, right? He's pushing it. But if he's demonstrating that this is, going to be a viable number close or a successful close, then no. This close is 100% not going to lead to anything. I'm sorry, it is what it is.
directly tell her that I think she's cute as like the first thing I say, but it is a good thing to do for your first approach of the day, because after you do that, then just going up and talking to a girl and making small talk seems super easy. Let's keep the video going. The second main tip I have for you today is that rejection is good. And what I mean by that is you have to sort of look at rejection as a important confidence building tool. Like, most guys are so afraid of rejection that it keeps them from approaching and it prevents them from taking action. But if you make the mindset shift that it's actually a productive thing, because when you get rejected, you become more desensitized to rejection, then on one hand, you're gonna be more likely to approach, and on the other hand, when you get rejected, you're not even gonna care about it. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I generally agree with that point. I wouldn't say rejection is good, but rejection is definitely not bad. It's part of the game. No matter how good you are, even if you're the best fucking cold approach PUA in the world, majority of your interactions will technically be rejections. Now, they might be rejections where the girl gives you a bullshit number, where the girl says, oh, just grab my Instagram, where the girl says she has a boyfriend when she really doesn't. Well, that's how majority of your interactions are going to go. That's just the nature of cold approach. So you have to accept the fact that you are going to get rejected more times than you're going to succeed. And it's totally okay. It doesn't mean that your game is bad. It just means that you're doing something that is not really that common and that, maybe has only a 10, 15% success rate, which is okay. Because if you approach 30 girls, that's 3 girls a day.
By the way, if you're liking the video so far, make sure you click subscribe and turn notifications on, because I release videos just like this every Monday and every Thursday, and you don't want to miss them. Time for our approach number 2. Excuse me. Do you know if there's a cool coffee shop around here, but like not Starbucks?
Yeah, there's actually Pullman. It's right across from the T.
Okay, and they have like all the basic espresso. I'm all about my espresso.
Yeah.
They got it?
Yep.
What's your favorite drink? Just to get a quick.
Okay, so body language good, verbal stuff pretty bad. Yeah, do not go up to girls and do the the weird opinion openers or, oh, do you know where this is? Location openers. They know why you're going up to them. Like this girl, unless this girl is the dumbest girl ever, she knows that you are trying to hit on her. The problem is when you're pretending like you're not hitting on her, that comes off as incongruent and potentially even creepy. So if you watch the interview I did with Alan Roger Curry, we talk about how creepiness, it's not going direct that makes you creepy. It's the incongruence between what you want and how you carry yourself and how you act. So I'm not saying that he's coming off creepy, but I am saying that there's an obvious incongruence that is going to be a turn off to girls. Don't do that. That should not be your opener. It's not going to work. It's not going to lead to good outcomes unless you're extremely fucking smooth, which 99.9% of guys are not.
A quick inside scoop.
I mean, honestly, I'm a Starbucks person.
In her mind, in her subconscious mind right now, she's like, why is this guy talking to me about coffee? Just at what point is he going to hit on me? Is he going to even hit on me? What is this guy doing? I know he likes me. Why is he beating around the bush? This is all going through her subconscious mind right now.
But like, I know
Basic.
Pavement is good. I don't like, they have like good like plain simple drinks.
Pavement?
Yeah.
Okay, so I get like a basic espresso.
Yeah, definitely.
One more thing.
Yeah.
I know this is forward, but I think you're super cute.
Thank you.
Would you want to hang out sometime? Well, take it as a compliment.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going for the, so there's the transition here doesn't really make sense. So he's going from talking to her about coffee to, you're super cute, would you want to hang out sometime? The problem with that is it's 0 to 100, so there's no transition. If you watch, some of my infield, you see I kind of slowly build up into it. You want to have some flirting, some vibing, some banter. You cannot skip that step. That is an essential step because the girl knows nothing about you. So he's just going from, hey, what's up, to let's hang out sometime. And two, the way he's going for the meetup is not really optimal. It puts a lot of pressure on her. Hey, would you want to hang out sometime? The girl's like, oh shit, I gotta make a decision right now. The way I go about is after I've been flirting with a girl, I'll generally will say something like, listen, we should get drinks sometime soon. I don't ask her, I say that we should get drinks sometime soon. It may sound like a trivial difference, but it makes a big difference because the girl at that point doesn't have to say yes or no. She just has to say, okay, yeah, that doesn't seem like a terrible idea. And then at that point, I'll build on that. So yeah, this one did not work out.
All right, so there's two things that I want to say about that approach. The first one is that she gave the boyfriend excuse, and every time I get this in a video, I get a bunch of comments from guys who are like, bro, she's lying, she doesn't have a boyfriend. But here's the thing, if she uses that excuse, then either she does have a boyfriend and you should respect it, or she's not interested in you, and then you just need to let her go and move on.
Yeah, so I very much agree with that. If a girl says she has a boyfriend, at least that early in the interaction, in the way that she said it, if she says it in like a more teasing way, like, I don't know, I have a boyfriend, that's a whole different story. But the way this girl said it, yeah, it either means that she legitimately has a boyfriend or she's not interested, in which the best thing you can do at that point is just to walk away, end it off on a high note, cool, it's okay, nice to meet you.
On with your life and accept the rejection, because like I talked about in the previous point, it's actually a good thing. Now, the second thing I want to say is that I use that same line every time I get rejected, and it works like a charm because it prevents the interaction from getting awkward. And if you didn't catch what I said, all I said was, oh, no worries, just take it as a compliment. Anyway, let's keep this video going. The third tip that I have for you is to always assume attraction. And what I mean by that is when you approach a girl, you want to assume in your head that she likes you and she's gonna be attracted to you, because most guys do the opposite of this and they assume like they're not worthy of the girl, and then that.
So this is definitely very much true. You do want to assume attraction. It is a good thing to do. So 100% agree with him on that.
Comes through subconsciously in your words and your actions, and she picks up on that. But instead, if you tell yourself before the approach that she's going to be attracted to you, then you're gonna be more confident, she's gonna perceive you as more confident, and everything's just gonna go that much more smoothly. Anyway, it is time to do one final approach. By the way, if you do not follow me on Instagram yet, then make sure you go do that now, because I post motivational things in my story every single day. Plus, I try and post good casual outfit ideas that will help you look and feel more confident in yourself. Let's go get this approach. Excuse me. I know this is completely random, but what were you for Halloween yesterday?
I was Kim Possible.
Kim Possible?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Did you do any other costumes this year or not?
Well, it's a really simple costume. It's just
So in every one of these approaches, his body language has been on point. The problem has been his verbals and the stuff that he's actually saying.
like a green shirt and jeans. So, like, I
Okay.
didn't really
You didn't put like super much effort into it?
No, I literally have the clothes already.
I got you.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll be honest with you. I stopped you because I thought you were super cute, and I was like,
Oh.
I couldn't think of what to ask you, so I was like, Halloween. How's your day going?
Good, I guess.
Nice. What's your name, by the way? Here, I'll give you that.
Well, this is by far his best approach out of the bunch. So far this has been going good. He went with an indirect opener, not something I would personally do, but the transition here was better. He said, well, really random, what were you for Halloween? And then he transitioned, right? He showed his intent. He's like, listen, the real reason, now personally, if I was to do that opener, I would transition even faster. So I might say something like, hey, I have a really random question. What were you for Halloween last year? And she'd be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I would be like, cool. Honestly, I just thought you were really cute and I wanted to meet you. And I couldn't think of anything to say on the spot. You kind of put me on the spot, girl, right? So I'd probably even playfully shift some of the blame on her. So I might have done things a little differently, but okay, so far this has been the best one out of all his approaches. And you can see that it's going better than the other ones.
Okay.
Carissa?
Yeah.
David, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, I got nothing else to say right now. But, how about this? Would you want to hang out sometime?
This is the problem. This is the problem that's consistently going on with all his approaches. He's skipping the vibing, the banter stage completely. He's going from the opener, the intro, to the hard close. That's it. There's no like flirting with a girl. There's no, teasing the girl. There's nothing. So that whole middle step, you can't skip that. Like that's like trying to make cake and not having any flour. Like you need that shit. And so he's completely skipping that. And I understand sort of why, because you do have to do a good amount of approaches to get into a place where you can just shoot the shit with anyone randomly. And it's pretty obvious by these videos that he hasn't done that many approaches. Like, it just is what it is. Maybe he has, but he hasn't really learned from them. But, he is kind of like making the intermediate mistake or even beginner mistake of just skipping a crucial step. And because, yeah, obviously it's easier to have a 30-second interaction than it is to have a 10-minute interaction. But that 30-second interaction, in this case, when you're not bantering or vibing with a girl, is not going to lead to anything productive. And then again, with his clothes, he's putting the pressure on the girl. So he's saying, do you want to hang out sometime? Again, she has to make a yes or no decision on the spot.
Do you go here?
I graduated a couple years ago.
Okay.
And you?
I'm a sophomore.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You like it so far?
Yeah, I
Nice. All right, how about this? Give me your number. I'll send you a text and we'll see what we can make happen. Fair enough?
do. Sure.
Okay, cool.
So again, this is unfortunately going to be a flaky number. Now this one, the first one has 0% chance of working out. This one has maybe a 10 to 20% chance of working out, but it's going to be an uphill battle again because the girl is skeptical. Like, you don't want numbers where the girl's like, okay, fine, I'll give you my number, and then she's trying to leave. You want the numbers where the girl's like, yeah, of course, grab my number, yeah, text me, I'll be free, blah, blah, blah. Those are the kind of number closes you want to get. But those only happen once you banter and flirt with the girl and establish a little bit of commonality, especially if it's a day game approach and it feels like random. Like, you can see when he goes for the meetup, when he says, do you want to hang out sometime, she deflects. She doesn't say no, because there is some level of attraction and interest, but she doesn't say yes either. She says, do you go here? So she's trying to, at the very least, get some kind of a conversation going with him. She wants more information, find out if he's a cool guy or he's a weirdo. But unfortunately, he doesn't give her that, and he goes back to the close again, which means number is going to be very likely to be flaky. All right, so if overall I had to rate How to Beast's cold approach skills, I would give him right about a C or C minus. He's by no means terrible or even close to the worst that I've seen on YouTube. You got guys like Sasha Daygame running around and doing weird shit and calling it game, but he's by no means has advanced level game. He's not even close to that. So I think there are some things that guys can learn from him and some things that guys should not be learning from him. So let's start off with the positive. Body language. He has really good body language. Like, his body language is on point. When you saw in that one video, when the first one where the girl kind of took a step back, he zigzagged, so his body language is confident, but it's not threatening, which is a fine line that can be kind of hard to walk sometimes. The second thing that I think guys can learn from him is that he's stopping the girl. So a lot of guys make the mistake when doing cold approach is they have a weak stop or they're walking with a girl. No, he stops the girl, and then he gets the conversation going. So those two things he's doing correctly that I give him full credit for. The things that he's doing incorrectly, the biggest one is he's completely skipping bantering and vibing with a girl. He's going from the opener to the close with nothing in the middle. And again, that's like having a sandwich with nothing in between the bread. It's like not really gonna fucking taste good. So he's completely skipping that step, and I understand why he's doing it, because it's a lot easier to have a 20-second conversation is to have a 5-minute conversation, but that 20-second conversation, when it's done the way he's doing it, is gonna lead to flaky outcomes. The second thing that I think he's doing incorrectly is his opening. I think he would have a way better success rate if he just went up with girls and he was way more direct. If he was like, hey, I'm sorry, you're really cute and I want to meet you. Hi, my name is David, right? Like that would have way better success rate than this nonsense about Starbucks and then trying to do the transition and it's kind of like trying to weasel your way in. The girl knows what's up. It's not really going to work. He doesn't have the verbal skills to pull it off either. Very few guys do. So I give him credit on that. And the last thing is the close, the way he's going about going for the number. He's saying, do you want to hang out sometime? He's putting pressure on the girl to make a yes or no decision. As I mentioned earlier, the correct way is to just assume that she's down. Hey, listen, we should grab drinks sometime soon. You don't have to put pressure on the girl to make a yes or no decision on the spot. So those, I think, are the things where you can really learn, a lot from. And if he fixed those areas of his game, he would have a way better success rate. So hopefully you guys found this breakdown valuable. And Dave, if you're watching this video, love to get you on a podcast sometimes, man, and we can kind of dissect more into this. So check your motherfucking DMs, man. All right, thank you guys for watching. Show us some love by smashing the like button, hitting subscribe, and click the bell for notification. Till next time.